Aloha. This is lesson 294 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. My body is a wholly neutral thing. I am the Son of God. And can I be another thing as well? Did God create the mortal and corruptible? What use has God's beloved Son for what must die? And yet a neutral thing does not see death, for thoughts of fear are not invested there, nor is a mockery of love bestowed upon it. Its neutrality protects it while it has a use, and afterwards, without a purpose, it is laid aside. It is not sick, nor old, nor hurt. It is but functionless, unneeded, and cast off. Let me not see it more than this today, of service for a while, and fit to serve, to keep its usefulness while it can serve, and then to be replaced for greater good. My body, Father, cannot be your son, and what is not created cannot be sinful nor sinless, neither good nor bad. Let me, then, use this dream to help your plan that we awaken from all dreams we made. And that concludes the text. My body is a wholly neutral thing. So this lesson centers on the release of false identification as if you're a body. And it's for reclaiming the body's purpose as a temporary tool for awakening. The body isn't our self. Okay, it says, I am a son of God, and can I be another thing as well? So this lesson is dismantling the belief that identity is bound in a body at all. It's not sinful and it's not holy. It's just a neutral thing. God doesn't create what must die. And, it's saying that the body can't die. It's like, can it really see death? Thoughts of fear are not invested in the body. They're mental. Nor is a mockery of love bestowed upon it. It's just an interpretation. It's not really there. The body is just an interpretation. So the interpretation can change. While you're perceiving it as something that's sick or aging or anything like that, that's the interpretation you're making of it. That interpretation can change. That doesn't mean you have to try to make your interpretation change or judge yourself for having an interpretation that you don't particularly like. This is just in recognizing the power of the mind to make illusions and to change the illusions that it made too. And this isn't saying you shouldn't care for the body. The body is very real to you. You're seeing that it's an unreality. You're learning that it's an unreality. But in this process, it's still very real to you. This doesn't mean you shouldn't care for the body. Feeding it, dressing it, washing it, trimming the toenails, maybe getting hairstyles, maybe getting beauty treatments. All of that can be used for communication. Notice, are you using any of these things as a tool to extend love or reinforce fear? Guard your mind in this regard. There's so much that we seem to do for the body. And almost all of our thoughts are about the body as well. So look at it like this. Is this expression serving inner alignment? Or am I using it as compensation for belief in lack? And you can change your mind about that at any moment. So let's say you're going to the gym. And the thought is, I have to go to the gym to make myself more attractive for someone, let's say. Just guard that thought. Recognize that that thought is meaningless. So you can use the whole process of being in the gym, driving to the gym, driving home from the gym, taking a shower, all of it for communication. Notice any thoughts of the ego, how the ego would use the body or anything you seem to be doing for the body as an attack. And bring those thoughts to the truth. Those are meaningless thoughts. Today, the thought that you can bring it to is, my body is a wholly neutral thing. And you might even elaborate on that too. I would use it only for communication, only for extending the love of God, only for forgiving illusions, no matter what I seem to be doing. It's not the form of it at all. You can be going in for plastic surgery, let's say, a total cosmetic procedure, okay? And if you would use that for extending love, it's not going to be hijacked by the ego. If you would use that whole experience, everything about it for extending love, like, the body can never be more or less worthy. It cannot make you more or less worthy. This is what I mean by extending love. This is how we extend love, is by recognizing what's true. What's true is that no matter what you do to beautify the body in your dream, or to make it worse, let's say you're poisoning it somehow. Maybe you're drinking 3 bottles of wine a night, and you know, these things are not really poisonous. That's the thing, is seeing it in a way that's true. There's not one thing you can do to make it better or another thing you could do to make it worse. Truly, that's a misperception. So noticing that all of these things are tools your mind is using, and how would you use it? You know, like say you find yourself with the bottles of wine or heroin or whatever. Your mind is using these things as tools. So how would you use these tools? Would you use them for compensating for a belief in lack or a belief in fear? Or would you use them as an expression of inner truth, the truth about who you are? It doesn't matter what it is. It's how you would use it. It's how you would look at it. Get the Holy Spirit's interpretation of it. What the Holy Spirit would ask is only, are you using this to extend love or to reinforce fear? Let that question be there at least. Notice that question. And then, you know, your mind, because it always wants to go toward the light, is going to automatically gravitate toward, oh, I'm going to use this to extend love. And then that's what it's used for, no matter what it is. See? And so the body's not sinful and it's not holy. It's just a neutral thing. We're dismantling the belief that your identity is the body. Your identity is pure spirit. I'm not a body. I'm free. Mortality belongs only to illusions. And that doesn't mean that the body has to go through any kind of death. It can't anyways. But that doesn't need to be the perception either. Once the mind is free of guilt, totally purified of guilt, It's not going to project any death. So recognizing that God created you as pure self-awareness, pure spirit, frees you from confusion between what you made to die and what's actually eternal. Body is something that you made to die. It's not going to go on. It doesn't necessarily have to die. It can just dissolve in the light of truth. But it's not going to go on. It's not eternal. Okay, it's based in fear. When the body's seen neutrally, it's not going to be oppressing you with sickness, age, or limitation at all. These are interpretation. These are just interpretations. They're not facts. The body's just a temporary instrument. It's to be of service for a while, and it's fit to serve, no matter what it seems to be. Because it is apparently in this field, it's fit to serve. What's it serving? It's serving the awakening of God's Son back to sanity, back to truth, back to creation. It's a remembrance. The body's value is in its use for communication and for forgiveness and for healing. Would I use this to extend love or reinforce fear? Whatever the body seems to be doing or projecting as. Would I use it to extend love or reinforce fear? Extending love is using it for communication. Reinforcing fear is attacking. That's all you can do with it. So this is for getting freedom from body identification. My body, Father, cannot be your son. Yay. It's not who I am. I'm just using it for a little while. It's not holy and it's not sinful. It's not worthy, it's not unworthy. Your identity rests entirely in spirit. It's untouched by any bodily conditions that are, by the way, projected. Their interpretations, they can change. Knowing that they can change is what reminds you of what's true about your mind. It demonstrates that your all-powerful mind, limiting itself now to a body, now. It's not anything in the past that's causing this. Yes, your mind is preoccupied with past thoughts, but it's only projecting them now. So, in the AM, you might set an intention. I will use the body only for healing and love today. Right? And that is not about what you do with it, but how you look at it. How you would perceive it. What would you make of it? Are you using it as a tool to extend love or reinforce fear? And throughout the day, when thoughts of health or appearance or age arise, remind yourself that this body is neutral. It doesn't define me. And in the evening, you might reflect and ask, did I use it today? Did I use my body today for reinforcing separation? For reinforcing fear? Or was I using it to remember unity? These are the only two things you can really do with the body. Use it to reinforce separation and fear, or use it to remember unity, extending love, forgiveness. It's one side or the other, never both at the same time. Reflect on that. Don't guilt yourself if you perceive yourself separating, using it for separation. Just notice. Your mind is automatically gravitating toward what is beneficial, the most beneficial for yourself and all, which is the same. You just have to be aware and asking the right questions. Because if you're not, you're falling asleep in your mind. You're just listening to the ego. You're gravitating toward attack. And that doesn't feel good. So this lesson is meant to soften both extremes, rejecting the body as evil or exalting it as divine, recognizing that it's just a tool in the dream. Nothing more than a tool, nothing less than a tool. Look at how you regard it. Are you using it to reinforce separation or to remember unity? That's all. The body is going to be set aside for something greater. Okay, once the body is set aside, you're in direct remembrance of spirit. You're only taking on a body because there's a thought of separation in the mind. And you're going to take on another body and another body, and it's going to keep on cycling around until you see, while you seem to have a body, that separation is not true. That's how we stop the cycling. Death isn't anything to be afraid of. It's just nothing. It's a setup for another lesson until we see through this. There's remembrance of spirit, and then there's projecting a body again until while you seem to have a body, you do see it as wholly neutral and use it to purify all of the guilt that you projected in your mind, the guilt of believing you're separate from God. That's all. That's all it's for. And while it seems to be here, have fun with it. Remember, God's will for you is perfect happiness. You can have fun with it. You can care for it in any way that it seems fun for you. Nothing's off limits. So, twice a day and every hour, my body is a wholly neutral thing. What a joy. And anytime there seems to be something going wrong, any kind of upset or worry or concern or rage or heartbreak even, my body is a wholly neutral thing. And have a beautiful remembrance. I love you.